beat you at Hell in a Cell. We want to beat you inside Hell in a Cell. And can I say this? Because I know for our No Mercy thing, I was like, I'm pretty much not involved for the Hell in a Cell. I'm ready to see Hell in a Cell now. I'm ready to see the pay-per-view.
Is it more of just this match? Just got you.
This match, definitely. And now we finally see Bobby Roode come back. Which we'll get on that later, but those two matches, he was like, you know what? I'm really ready to see it now because I'm still not really involved or invested in Shinsuke and Jinder Mahal.
I'm not.
Yeah, and the other matches, which is going to be really the women's championship match, it can go either way for me. I mean, I would like to see Charlotte win it just because of everything that's been going on with her personal life. So. But we'll get to that once we come up to it. Oh, and this match, I forgot. This is something that was a setup. Rusev decides to have his Pride of Bulgaria celebration with Aiden English being the master of ceremony,
and singing in their language.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty.
That was pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, and Rusev coming out with the flag and. I told you today, like when I was going back re-listening to our No Mercy podcast and the part how you was acting like Rusev. Like Rusev is a funny dude,
right?
Coming out smiling and just standing on the podium.
Yeah, like, they literally put him on a pedestal last night.
Oh my god, Rusev, you is running all the way out.
You're right. And so, but the highlight comes when while Aiden English is still singing, Randy Orton literally comes out of nowhere. RKO's this man. Yeah, you knew he had to have come. I really thought he would. What I thought was going to happen, but I realized it would have been really dangerous. Somehow Randy Orton RKO's Rusev off of top of that podium.
That would have been cool.
Oh my gosh. But I was like, it's too many things can go wrong. His legs get caught on the podium. Head really goes head first, neck first. So I was like, I can see why they wouldn't do that. So Randy Orton RKO's Aiden English first. He rolls out the ring. Rusev looks like he tries to push his mayor out of the ring.
Get him out of harm.
Yeah, and then he turns around and he gets the second RKO, which was a brutal RKO too. Either way. So, and that shows that that's going to be a setup for a match at Hell in a Cell. And just because of Rusev in general, how he plays onto this, like how he made such a big thing about that quick match, it makes me want to see it because now
not even an official match,
right? It really wasn't. So,
but I like Rusev though. Rusev he's a funny dude.
Yeah,
and he like I said, he does a good job of selling the story too. He gets you invested in it just because of his mannerisms and how he carries himself, and when he talks on the mic, he's really like passionate about what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's the country man, like you said.
Yeah, definitely.
And like also too, he's actually doing okay without Lana.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. Her, on the other hand, not so much.
No,
him.
Her trying to manage Tamina so far has been no avail. But I mean, I can't say that. 'Cause I was about to say the build was slow for Lana and Rusev when they first came, but they at least made Rusev a dominant figure. Mm-hmm. Like they haven't really pushed over Tamina in dominance yet.
Yeah.
So that's a sad thing for that. But like I said, I'm excited. That's 2 of the 3 reasons I'm excited for Hell in a Cell now is to see Randy Orton and Rusev, which made me... Rusev is the reason I'm invested in this. What Rusev done, he pissed off Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. They went off and said something. I think they went off and went as far as to say, I'm the alpha male now. I'm the king of the jungle. I destroyed the Viper. I'm the new Predator and stuff like that. So all that build, it's like, oh, now I really want to see Randy Orton beat you now. Mm-hmm. So... Next, we had Charlotte Flair versus Carmella with, of course, Ellsworth coming out on a leash.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we just go ahead and get rid of Ellsworth already? Like, can we just...
Yeah, he definitely needs that. I got to do mine now. It's my turn. They got it. Yeah, it's really no purpose for Ellsworth at all. Just, he's literally there. It's not even comic relief. He's just there. He's just...
He's wasted
space.
He's
Now, I will say this. He sells his character because I really get aggravated when he gets on the mic and it's like, everybody needs to shut up and listen to my girl, Carmella. Like, I'll be like, bro, like, I want to fight you now.
I liked him a little bit better when he was tagging along with Ambrose. Now, when he was with Ambrose, he was tolerable.
Yeah.
At that point.
But when he turned on him, I lost everything.
Yeah, it was like his stock went down, and then the whole thing with Carmelo has really not done anything.
No, not at all. So that match, it was a pretty quick match, but Charlotte Flair wins with her big boot finisher. This is the second time she's won with it.
The natural selection anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that. But I like the big boot finish though. I do. I really like it.
I guess you got to have a different. I guess as a wrestler, you want to have more than just one go-to.
Yeah.
You may see her spring it back out if she's in a.
I hope so.
Like an epic match.
Right.
And then she'll bring it back out to the point where you all be like, "Oh, I forgot she used to do that move."
Natural selection. Yeah.
It could be one.
So I hope she does bring it back, but I am liking the big boot. I remember the days of like Test and all those people with it. Yeah, so I like that. And then Natalya comes out, shoots on a promo on how, Ric Flair will get to see Charlotte fail at Hell in a Cell with that match. So I made it personal. I'm still not invested in it, but now I want to see Charlotte beat her up. So I at least want to see this match.
I want to see a submission match between those.
I hope they turn it into that. That's what I hope. I mean, I wish they made that stipulation, which we have one more week. So
which is better, the figure 8 or the figure 4 or the sharpshooter?
Right.
So, because you see a lot of people adopt both of those moves. Like, The Rock does the sharpshooter, Cesaro does it.
Right.
The
Miz does the figure 4.
Sometimes Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I was thinking that Dean Ambrose has done the figure 4 a couple
times.
times.
Two, like the best submission moves in wrestling history.
Right. Then we finally have, which is actually a pretty good segment for me. This, even though it felt like it was going to grow stale, but just because of who he did it, it kind of revitalized it. We see Undertaker's intro comes out, and it gets dark. It does all the things. It gets dark. You hear the lightning crack. You start to hear the ominous music, and the smoke starts to come up a little bit. But D is gonna try on give you a soundbite of what happened, but
no, I just want to give y'all a soundbite of this.
Oh, okay. Hold on. He's gonna give you a soundbite of something real quick.
Yeah, I mean, because when we've been talking about this last couple of weeks. Yeah. I love that music.
Yeah, definitely.
And when it hit, I was like, thank you.
So Dolph Ziggler finally shows that it's him doing the Undertaker thing. He goes on to his thing about everybody just wants to see the gimmicks, see the hype of everything, not the wrestling. And then, as D Moody just shared with you, the man involved with that intro, Bobby Roode, finally comes out and says, you know what, me and you. Well, first he calls Dolph Ziggler a hypocrite because you want to blame all these people for liking entrances, but you continue to do it in front of them and complain about it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, you know what? Both of us are going to put up and shut up, to see if you're really as much of a good wrestler as you claim to be at Hell in a Cell. And this is one of the main, to me, this is my main event. My main event so far for Hell in a Cell is this match and the Uso New Day match.
I just want to see more Bobby Roode. And they're kind of doing the same thing they did with Shinsuke. Because remember when Shinsuke first came, he feuded with Dolph Ziggler first.
Yep.
And Roode is this is just a startup feud. Maybe they fight 1 or 2 times at the most.
They should fight more than. I feel like just because I know Dolph Ziggler is a real good in-ring wrestler, and I haven't seen. Well, I did watch NXT, one of NXT to watch one of Bobby Roode's fights, and he's a good NXT wrestler so far. So I feel like this is a feud that they could actually last for a little while, like actually go a couple of maybe go into Survivor Series. 'Cause I don't think after this they don't have another pay-per-view until Survivor Series.
They don't have the cross-brand with Survivor Series. They're supposed to anyway. I'm not sure if they'll
throw one in there.
But I don't think they will.
Right. So
But I mean, I was glad Rude came out. I mean, because maybe that was they kept him off the show intentionally to kind of
build it.
You know, because when you hit at it like with the entrances, you know, he has one of the more dynamic entrances in WWE today. So obviously, it would make sense for him to come out and confront Dolph on
Definitely, it made a whole lot of sense.
I just don't like the fact of how Dolph is like doing this to like Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he definitely is hitting every Hall of Famer right now.
Then you say he made a smart comment like you.
Oh yeah, when he did the Undertaker, he was like, "You guys really thought you would see Undertaker more than once in a year?"
Wow.
And he just started laughing at himself. He was like, "Oh, the '90s."
Yeah, Dolph. I like. He's getting better. I mean, he's always been okay on the mic for me.
Yeah,
he's always had that, and he's got the in-ring talent too, and he's a showboater too. When his entrance,
right?
It's like he got a basic entrance either. But
he was the new Shawn Michaels for me, like the new show off. Mm-hmm. Like he was the Shawn Michaels mixed with Billy Gunn because he did the famous finisher or signature move. So
and
then the super kick.
So I mean, it is kind of hypocritical in a way, but I'm glad we get to see Bobby Roode like booked for a match. You know, and now we know exactly how he's going to be used.
Yeah, but speaking of Dolph Ziggler, you know the best time I liked Dolph Ziggler, as far as him being a heel, since he's a heel now, was when he had Big E as the muscle and AJ Lee as his girlfriend. I just liked it because he was kind of the Miz persona before the Miz. Because he was the one that you would talk trash but run away kind of situations. Mm-hmm. And if he needed to, Big E will involve himself or AJ Lee might come in and distract. So, you know, Dolph Ziggler really did it. It's just now the Miz is kind of personifying it a little bit more. And
I can see that.
So, and I can see
that. I can see I liked him that too. I also liked when he was... remember they had the little rivalry, him and Rusev and him and Lana had that little...
Oh, yeah.
Together. So, yeah, I mean, I liked him during that time as well.
You know what that also reminded me of, too? I like when they had the little kind of situation between Enzo and Lana. Mm-hmm. And it kind of led up to Lana kind of giving him the thing to her room. And it was just Rusev. And he just threw him around. Like, even though, like, I really felt bad for him. Like, I was like, dang. It's like she set you up, dude, for the fail. But I was like, that was a good segue. Like,
it was, though. It was.
Yeah.
Something different.
So, while we got a little bit of time left, we're going to go ahead and get into the main event, which was, as was addressed earlier in the night, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. And I agree with you. I feel like they're really just slowly burying Sami Zayn. Which, even though it was a pretty good match, and I mean, they always have good matches because they've been together. They're literally best friends. But
outside of wrestling, that's his best friend.
Right. Mm-hmm. But what I've noticed, like this match, Kevin Owens hit Sami Zayn with 3 super kicks. Like pretty much anytime he started to kind of get momentum, he hit him with a super kick.
That super kick is like that stabilizing move. Like, get back. You know?
Like, no, you got to check yourself.
Yeah.
And it was you know how Sami Zayn tends to kind of, when they're outside the ring, he'll jump through the turnbuckles to do the spinning DDT, super kicked them right there. Wow. That was like that's what led to the end of the match, which was once he pulled him off of the turnbuckle after super kicking him, he did the power bomb onto the side of the ring.
Yeah, that could be, I'd be afraid for them sometimes.
And it really sounded bad because Sami Zayn really sold the move. Like he was really over there, sounding like he was gasping for air, like. Like it was really bad, so they just rung the bell right there. Then like the other people came to help him up, walk away. But as they were going up the ramp, Kevin Owens decided, because while they were helping him and monitoring, Kevin Owens was just sitting on the announce table, just looking at it, just looking at everything, just having like a blank stare, like a infuriated blank stare. And then he finally just gathered himself and went after Sami Zayn again. And he actually got to the point where he decided to put a chair around Sami Zayn's head and looking like he was going to run him into the turnbuckle. But then that's when you finally hear Shane, because while the match was going on, you see Shane come into the actual stadium. So by this time, when he's about to look like he's going to end Sami Zayn, Shane finally comes out and he runs like marathon run, not marathon, like 40-yard dash run down the ramp. And Kevin Owens throws Sami Zayn into him, and it literally looked like he hit him, like one of the legs of the chairs hit him in the mouth because he falls. One of the guards look at him for like a quick second. You see Shane touching his mouth, checking for blood. Yeah, his tooth was about to be gone too. So